time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked the mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win, applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, applied myself.
Welcome back to CTC. I'm your gracious host, Carl, and I'm back with the college football national championship episode. I would love to say it was a great game throughout. It was for 3 quarters. Fourth quarter got a little ugly. But before we get into it, I would like to ask that you leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. It helps the network grow. It helps this channel grow. You know what I'm saying? So please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. Not only for CTC, my channel, a part of the Refuse to Lose network, but for the main channel, Refuse to Lose network itself. RBO, Real Ballers Only, featuring Vaughn. BWT, Baseball with Teddy. Like I said, he just dropped. He hit y'all with a double header on, I believe, Sunday, doing the Milwaukee Brewers and the Chicago Cubs. You got Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs, which he's now transitioning to off-season and fantasy football. You got Dave's Doghouse, which I believe it will be tomorrow, where he makes dogs and put dogs in the doghouse. And hey, man, me being a State fan, I got a dog in the doghouse for him. We got in the red corner featuring Ty, Ricky, and Fast Cam. They just had a major interview with Bud Crawford's trainer. It was a pretty good interview too. You gotta watch. Hey, it was a little bit of bad language in it, but it was still a good interview nonetheless. And we got King's Talk with Joe Jordan, which will be on after my show. Don't know exactly what time, but it will be on, and it will be featuring my Pistons, who lost by 21. sad night for your boy. But yeah, that's all the channels all the shows we at the Refuse to Lose network give you guys. So please like, comment, share, subscribe. Like I previously asked, please, it helps. And you know what I'm saying? Go down the rabbit hole, listen to a couple videos, and if you like what you're listening to, stick with us. Now, we got to talk about this national championship game. But before I do that, I got a couple special guests with me. First, I'm gonna introduce my boy Ace, Miami Hurricanes fan. I started my first episode was featuring my guy, so I thought it was only right to bring him back for the national championship episode. So we got my boy Ace. Hold on, it's gonna be hard to kind of like add on and do the little joint. Hold on, give me a second. I got you.
Hey, great to be back, man. Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure.
No problem. Like I said, it was only right to bring you back. My next guest, I got Teddy. BWT's own Teddy, Fight On, Trojans fan. They won their bowl game against Louisville. Miami, I didn't want to bring yours up. So
you don't have to.
But yeah, man, we got my boy BWT Teddy, man.
Good.
What's up with it, my boy? Glad to have you on the show.
Happy to be here.
Hey, man, Miller Moss looked really good. Who knows what y'all about to do at QB next year?
Nobody does. All
right, and last but certainly not least, we got King's Talk on Mr. Joe Jordan. I'm gonna say he a Texas Longhorns fan. He's gonna come up here and he's gonna either confirm or deny, or maybe he's gonna do neither. But tough Sugar Bowl loss to the eventual runner-ups in Washington. Welcome, my boy Joe.
What's up, y'all? Appreciate you for having me on, Carl. Let's get it.
You gonna confirm or deny what I just said?
It's the accusations are true.
All right, cool. Texas fan. Quinn Ewers looking to be back another year.
Hey, he the Heisman favorite. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, he tied with Carson Beck and Jalen Milroe. So yeah, that's gonna be good. So Fellas, we got to talk about this Michigan-Washington game. The final score of 34, Michigan, 13, Washington. If you'd have told me Washington put up 13, I would not have believed you. But it's true. They only put up 13 points. So I'm going to give a little rundown of the game, give my thoughts, and I'm going to kick it off to Joe. So this is how the game went. Michigan gets the ball first. They move it down the field. They end up scoring a 41-yard Donovan Edwards touchdown run. He hits the line of scrimmage, bounces off a lineman, and just finds the hole and takes it to the crib. Washington, they go down the field. They score a 25-yard field goal. Missed opportunity on third down. I believe it was Jack Westover wide open across the middle of the end zone. Michael Penix just missed him. Had to settle for a field goal. Then Michigan, they go back down. They score another 40-plus yard touchdown run. This time, again, Donovan Edwards. Kind of the same situation, except this time it looks like the play designed for him to go left. He bounces right, finds a huge hole, and just burns everybody for a touchdown. So 14-3 game there. That was set up by a 37-yard Roman Wilson touchdown. 37-yard catch. Michigan then scores a 31-yard field goal to go up 17-3. Then Washington driving down the field, 4th and 7, another missed opportunity. Penix has Roma Dunze wide open for possibly a touchdown, and he misses him, tries to throw back shoulder, misses him, turnover on downs. That leads to a 3-and-out punt by Michigan. Then Michigan, when they get the ball again, they have a turnover on downs, 4th and 2, pass is incomplete. I believe that pass was broken up by the defender. That would lead to a 3-yard Jalen McMillan touchdown catch. So the score is now 17-10 going into halftime. Coming out of halftime, ball gets deflected. Michael Penix throws an interception to Will Johnson. One of my keys was can Will Johnson or Mike Sandstill get an interception? Newsflash, both of them got it. So interception, but that will only lead to a 38-yard field goal. Then Washington would get the ball. They would score a 45-yard field goal. Then with 7:09 after a punt fest, Michigan would drive down the field. Blake Corum would score his first touchdown of the game, a 12-yard touchdown run set up by a 41-yard Colston Loveland catch. Then Michael Penix would then throw his second interception to the aforementioned Mike Sandstill. He almost housed it, took it to the 3, the 4, the 3, something like that, close. And Blake Corum would finish the job with a 1-yard touchdown run. Washington would then hit a big play, but stall out 4th and 10, turnover on downs, pass incomplete, which would lead to the end of the game. So my thoughts are, I know in the chats, I was like, oh, it's an agenda. The Michigan agenda is real, but that was just me, being a Michigan State fan. The reality is this. Michigan won because they made plays that Washington did not make. Michael Penix, normally deadly accurate, missed a lot of opportunities that left a lot of points on the board. Washington, honestly, if you'd have told me the score was 13-20 going into the fourth quarter, I was like, Michigan messed up. They let Washington hang around. But no, couldn't get the job done. Then you throw 2 interceptions. Michigan, hats off to them. Y'all, it's going to sound crazy what I'm about to say because y'all know how I am. But Michigan deserved it, man. Michigan deserved it, the perseverance through 2 suspensions. They deserved it. They looked like the better team that night. They were the better team last night. And hats off to them, man. It hurts. I went home sad. But, hey, look, this is an unbiased platform, and I got to tell the truth. Michigan did look like one of the best teams all year. Now, I unbiasedly picked against them. All my picks were unbiased. But Michigan just proved me wrong time and time again. So, Joe, I'm going to go to you. Joe, talk about the game for me.
Man, so that game was it was a good game. It was a defensive battle in the middle of the game, I would say. Starting off, first of all, leading up to the game, I heard a lot of talk of people were worried about Washington's defense. Like, would they be able to handle Michigan coming in? And the first 2 drives, I'm looking like, oh, my goodness, here we go. All right, it's about to get ugly. They just couldn't stop the run. But then the defense stepped up. Like after that second drive, after that second touchdown, second touchdown, they actually did a great job the rest of the game. And what killed me was, me being a Texas fan, right? Watching this same quarterback, Penix, against Texas, he was dead accurate the whole game. I mean, I don't think he missed a throw that whole game. Key third downs, like just making all the key throws. But against this team versus Michigan, he looked a little off. Like he missed that deep shot on the right side. That was a killer. He missed the one in the end zone, like you said. Like he was just off the whole game on key moments too, and key downs. And then when he finally connected, they had a flag. I'm like, God, dang. Like so nothing was going right for them. Like I felt like if he played his game, they would have won that game because the defense did enough for Washington to win that game. So I know that's something he's going to be carrying over his head throughout this whole off season. And then a lot of NFL scouts are going to be watching the game and looking at his poise and that game, all that stuff. But I just feel like he didn't like. He was the one that actually let them down in the game. I know they all kids, I don't want to bash somebody, but I felt like he was the one that didn't bring his A game to get them over the hump. I feel like everybody else did their job except him. So that's my feedback on that game.
All right, Joe. I know you got to bounce. Any last words you want to give to everybody before you leave?
Oh, first of all, I just want to tell you, Carl, this is the first show outside of R2L show that I've been on. All right, so I appreciate that. Appreciate I'm gonna be on BWT very soon. All right, we gotta talk Teddy, but keep doing your thing. Y'all have a good show. I'll be watching.
Appreciate it.
All right.
All right. So I'm gonna just go read it. No, you know what? I feel like I have to go Ace first. I'm sorry, Teddy. I gotta go Ace first. Go ahead, Ace. Tell me about the game.
All right, man. I feel a lot the same how Joe did. I mean, I don't want to put the loss on Penix, but he definitely didn't perform to the level that we were all expecting him to. I think it really hurt his draft stock too. He missed a lot of key throws. Everybody keeps talking about that pass to that back shoulder pass that he missed to Oduzze, and he is a dog. Like number one for the Huskies. I mean, I know everybody talking about Marvin Harrison Jr. and Malik Neighbors, but that guy is legit, man. He made that team go, and I think that injury to their running back definitely hurt them a little bit too. Because they could not get that running game going for anything, and you could see him trying to cut and stuff. He just didn't have it on him, man. But I mean that defense has definitely got exposed though. I thought Washington would put up a better fight. I wasn't expecting their defense to shut Michigan down, but me personally, the whole season I kind of have been waiting for that moment for Michigan to stutter because that's normally what they do, they'll either just give up big plays on defense or just the offense is just look anemic. But I mean, this Michigan team was a complete team, man. They probably are the best team in the nation, and they definitely deserve to win that championship. I mean, the way they outclassed Washington, definitely the physicality on the line, and it seemed like, especially in the beginning of the game, the speed wasn't there on the second and third levels of their defense. There's no reason Donovan Edwards should have went for 60 yards. He's not a barn burner, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't know if it was just gap integrity problems that they ended up fixing on during the game. But yeah, man. Like I said, Washington, great offense, exciting team, and I love that the college football landscape is starting to seem like it's getting more balanced. It's just talent kind of just trickling out everywhere instead of everybody just going to the one big school, So that part I am kind of thankful for, I hope we get more TCUs and Washingtons out there, but I just hope they can perform better in the big stage.
Yeah, before you go, Teddy, real quick, I think that's exactly what it was. Gap integrity was just terrible once they fixed it out. I mean, look, I'll give you one example. I was at my grandfather's house watching the game. It was on the play. I think it was to the Roman Wilson pass instead of the second touchdown. They ran play action. Tackle shows a high hat, but yet linebackers are still jumping up for the run. Read your keys. High hat is a pass. Read your keys, fellas. Yeah. And so I think things like that got fixed, and the defense, it looked a lot better. Teddy, go ahead.
Yeah, I went in thinking that Penix was just going to have a better day than he did. He was inaccurate down the field. He was missing throws all day. And like Ace said, I think it definitely dropped his draft stock. Me being a Pats fan at number 3, I was looking to pick him up, but now I'm having second thoughts. I mean, he just didn't have it. And I want to give a shout out to Mike Sanderstill and Josiah Stewart, Michigan. They played football with my brother over at Everett High School in Massachusetts. So it's good to see them bring a natty home. But I had my parlay on Washington, so I lost it.
You and me both. You and
Yeah.
me both. So y'all kind of jumped the gun, because I was going to ask that question. Do y'all think that this game hurt his draft stock? And my answer would have been yes. I was saying that all throughout the night last night, that you're obviously not playing an NFL defense, obviously, but you're playing the college equivalent of an NFL defense, and you're not looking good. You're not performing. You're missing throws. You look very inaccurate. The lights look like they might be a little too bright. And I think that does hurt his draft stock, because I think he was on the fence of getting into that first round to maybe being a second round guy. Now teams might look at him like, oh, he's a second to a third round guy. Now we do have the combine. We have examples like Zach Wilson, where he will make great throws in shorts and a t-shirt, and that elevates your draft stock. So we do have that coming up. But I'm going to re-ask it, but I'm going to ask y'all, why do y'all think his draft stock fell?
I mean, when you really look at it, like, he just never looked comfortable how he usually does. I mean, and then, like, you could just tell, like, he's throwing off his back foot. He's never setting himself. Like, he kind of started staring his receivers down. It's like it kind of looked like he got so desperate to make a big play, he kind of just, like, forgot his fundamentals, and everything kind of fell from there.
Teddy?
Yeah, I feel like he was pressing a little bit. That pick that he threw at the end of the game, when he missed receiver high and Sanderson picked it off and almost took it to the crib. It was just bad. He just didn't look right. And yes, I'm just depressed because I really wanted him here. I don't know if they're going to take him at 3, but hopefully he drops to us and maybe in like the 3rd round, like you said.
Oh no, you're taking a quarterback, and I know what quarterback you're taking now. But yeah, so I think that definitely hurts. And it also hurts that a lot of his big plays came off of screens, the middle screen, came off of perimeter plays. This is my thing, right? So with Washington, they attack downfield, as we all know. But it just seemed like they already conceded that they can't attack downfield, so they were going to attack the perimeter, which, fine, okay, you attack the perimeter for them to come up, but eventually you got to fake a screen, go down the field. You have to attack. Like, if you got them coming up, but you're still only attacking the perimeter, then what's the point of having them come up? You have to give that threat, and you have to hit those deep shots to get them off keel. When you have when Michigan defense can sink their teeth into your offense, it's a wrap. There's nothing you can do. And they allowed Michigan to settle in. They allowed them to, not be off keel or off balance, and they just allowed them to wreck the game defensively. You had O-lineman getting bull rushed into Michael Penix. I see one guy gave a mean spin move on the right side, I think on the right guard, mean spin move to get back there. And it was an interior D lineman. It wasn't an exterior D lineman, so it's not losing contain. And I think what also hurts Penix is his inability. He's not as mobile as you would think. He's not a Jaden Daniels. He's not a Caleb Williams. He's not even a Drake May when it comes to mobility. So once the defense was kind of around him and he couldn't just manipulate the pocket with his footwork, he's no threat to scramble and run. So you don't necessarily have to contain him. You just have to get back there and put pressure on him, because he's not a threat to elude pressure and take it 10 yards, 15 yards. I know J.J. McCarthy didn't play well, but J.J. McCarthy, when they were asking him to drop back, if nothing was there, he can get up out of there for a 10, 15, 20-yard run like we saw in the national championship game. So I think a lot of those things do hurt Michael Penix. I don't think less of Michael Penix because of this game, but in the minds of GMs and guys like that, I do think that this game definitely hurts his stock.
Yeah, I agree. We shouldn't think any less of him because, everybody has bad games. But, I mean, it's just the stage at which it happened, because this is just going to be the lasting memory for a lot of people thinking of Michael Penix unless he goes to the pros and actually does something. But, I mean, a lot of the stuff we were talking about are correctable, Like, it's these things that he can work on, and hopefully when he gets to the pros, with more practice and, better tutelage, he can, he'll learn how to handle those situations better.
Yeah, so I don't really have too much more to speak on Michael Penix. We can shift. We could talk about the running backs from Michigan, how great they were. Donovan Edwards popping it off. Blake Corum just being a steady force, getting 5-6 yards a pop. Even when they were able to shut them down forced them multiple 3-and-outs. He was still steady. He just gassed the defense, and then he was able to break a couple. We can talk about Michigan deep defensive backs all year, just been phenomenal. From Will Johnson to Josh Wallace winning that outside spot on the opposite side of Will Johnson, which everybody thought would be a weak point, including myself. So Mike Sayre still just being a standout nickel corner. I'm gonna let Teddy. I'm gonna let you pivot from here.
Yeah, Corum, he had an incredible season. Didn't he break like some record or something like that this year?
Touchdowns.
Touchdowns in
a single season for a Michigan player.
That kid, is he declaring for the draft?
Oh, for sure. He could have went last year, but he came back for this very reason.
No, that's good. You always like to see kids come and finish a job. McCarthy, I feel like he's a game manager. You know.
Hey man, I got killed for it in the regular season, in the preseason.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that. That was funny, but yeah, I feel like his stats really never wowed me throughout the season. He just did what he had to do. Keep them on the field. Don't turn the ball over. He's got 2 steady back, and if he has to run that play action, it's probably going to be open because those backers are going to be playing up. So, I mean, they just dominated all season long. They had a couple close games, but when it counted, they made the plays to win the game.
Go ahead, Ace.
Yeah, top to bottom, this Michigan team was just a cut above basically everybody they played. I love Blake Corum. I'm very interested to see how his game is going to translate to the pros. Just because he's so small, you wouldn't think, and the way he runs, he moves like an every down back. You know what I mean? I can't speak for how well he is in the receiving game because, to be honest, I've never really seen him catch a pass. But it's like
if you remember Alabama catching that 4th and 2.
Oh yeah, I missed that one. But I mean, if it's in between the tackles, man, the guy got it. Even back in high school at St. Francis, like just watching him, it was kind of like crazy. It's like the dude just has it all. But yeah, JJ McCarthy, I'm not really sold on him. Like you said, I think he's a game manager. Is very much giving Brock Purdy or something like that. He's just a great athlete, if anything, And I think that's why he's at that starting position, because they know of all the people that they have, he's probably going to, 1, make the least mistakes just because of his experience, and 2, he can probably bail them out. And they're not asking him to make NFL throws. They're probably only doing that a few times a game versus Penix, who had to throw the ball 51 times yesterday. It's just a very different situations on both teams, And like I was saying, I think the line is just where you separate that, because when you look at the skill players, it's kind of always like that with these Pac-12 teams when they go and play somebody like in the Big Ten or SEC. The skill players may be able to match up well, but when you get in them trenches, it just gets ugly, And yeah, I can't speak enough about those DBs. They have a great cornerback tandem back there, and I'm not too sure what year they're in, but if they're coming back, I mean, they automatically give them a chance to repeat.
I think Will Johnson is gone. I want to say for sure Will Johnson is gone, because Will Johnson was there with DJ Turner last year. I want to say Will Johnson's gone. Teddy, you will probably know more than me about Mike Sanders still.
Player, he's
gone. He's gone. Josh Wallace is a transfer, so I'm thinking he's gone too. But yeah, just to piggyback on JJ, I don't want this to be like a JJ bashing fest or nothing like that. But I mean, we have to talk about it. It's the elephant in the room. He's Mel Kiper's 5th quarterback available, so I'm assuming he's behind. Obviously, at 1, Caleb Williams. At 2, Drake May. 3, maybe Jaden Daniels, and at 4, maybe Michael Penix, which means he's above Jordan Travis. By the way, I meant to call you out for this, Ace. You a hater. You're going to mention my man, Keon Coleman. I know he went to Florida State, but he's a dog. You going to stop hating?
Keon Coleman is a dog, too. I ain't going to lie to you.
So
he's definitely a dog. I prefer he wore a different leash, but,
But, yeah, man, they had, like I said, JJ 5th overall on the quarterback board. Mel Kiper, by the way. 10 of 18, 140, no touchdowns, no picks. But speaking to athleticism, 4 carries, 31 yards. Do you think JJ McCarthy is 5th? Or do you think – or I'll ask you this. JJ or Jordan Travis? Go ahead, Ace.
To be honest, to me, it's kind of like the Spider-Man meme. They kind of just
Oh,
they seem very similar to me. I'm not crazy about either arm strength. I'm not crazy about either one's accuracy. I don't think that they're just a person you can plug back there and just give him an NFL offense and say, hey, make these throws. Can you make this throw to the opposite hash and put it on a pinpoint? You know what I mean? It's like, I guess I would go Jordan Travis just because I think he may have a little more wiggle with him. You know what I mean? He probably has a little more moves, a little more juice with him. But I mean, JJ McCarthy, he's just blah to me. And I don't want to be like a hater, but it's just I just don't
that's
think
how
the
you
guy
feel. It just is what it is. So I'll throw Monkey Wrench in there. I'll throw Sam Hartman in there.
I would actually take Sam Hartman, but only because I think just the little intangible stuff as a QB. Like I think he may have it. Like he may be a little more mature than them because he's been in college for forever and a day, and he may have certain studying skills and stuff. But I mean, that's also just a BS assumption on my end.
I feel very wild. Bo Nix. Now, yeah.
Bo Nix is better than JJ McCarthy.
I think Bo Nix would be fifth on the board too.
Bo Nix is for sure better.
I was never sold on Bo Nix. And to be completely honest, and I don't want to do this for real because I mean they'll be kind of taken away from Jaden Daniels. But his weapons were crazy, man. Tez Johnson, Troy Franklin, I think both declared coming back, by the way. Those are just nasty wide receivers with Oregon, man. But Bo Nix, I feel like Bo Nix has earned his way to be fifth on the board. So JJ being above Bo Nix to me is absolutely crazy.
Bo Nix is actually pretty decent. It's just when you look at the totality of his body of work, it's kind of like, all right, you done lost basically every big game you've been in. Like you can put up the numbers and stuff, but when it comes down to winning, are you a winner? That's always going to be his biggest, his biggest red flag for me.
Yeah, the only big game Bo Nix has in his back pocket besides beating last year's bowl game against North Carolina.
Yeah, and then when you look at the teams, it's kind of like, all right, North Carolina is good in the sense of middle of the road teams, but they're not elite.
Yeah.
Teddy?
I would probably go with the start of the question. I would go with Jordan Travis just because of what that team looked like when he got hurt. Offensively, it just wasn't the same at all. He was a Heisman candidate. He had them potentially in the top 4.
Oh, he for sure had them in the top 4.
Yeah. And then him coming out with that gruesome injury, they just didn't look the same to where, like, they were down to, like, their third-string quarterback. The committee didn't believe in them to play good, and then they just got blown out in the bowl game, even though none of their players played. But I feel like if you take McCarthy out of that offense, it'll probably still look the same.
All right, so I'll give JJ some credit. Yeah, it might look the same because they had Cade McNamara and they did win a Big Ten championship with Cade McNamara, but they don't for sure beat Alabama with another quarterback. Well, I'll say this. They don't beat Alabama with Cade McNamara over JJ McCarthy, who was the original starter before he transferred out and went to Iowa. So I give him a little credit there. Like I can't not give him any credit or say it would look the same. I get he's not really asked, like y'all both say, he's not really asked to do as much as other guys like, Jordan Travis or Michael Penix or Jaden Daniels. For sure, Jaden Daniels. Oh, my God, Jaden Daniels is asked to do a lot. But, I got to give him some credit. But my answer would be Jordan Travis, too. When I first saw he was number 5, I instantly thought of Jordan Travis, Bo Nix, Sam Hartman, guys like that. I understand, like Ace said, JJ is an athlete. But I feel like JJ is a guy you take later on in the draft, maybe a team that could, help him out. Maybe a team that got weapons. You want to take a look at JJ, see, hey, is he better than the guy we got right now? Can we coach him? Can we develop him to take the job eventually? maybe a team like that should take him, not a team that's, hey, we need you right now to get it together, make these throws, and put the team on your back. I don't think that's a team that should draft JJ. Just like I honestly don't think, and I'm sorry, Jaden Daniels, I love you to death. I don't think a team that doesn't have weapons should draft Jaden Daniels. I honestly don't. But yeah, I would definitely go Jordan Travis. Jordan Travis to me does have the intangibles. And let's not forget what Florida State looked like before Jordan Travis had his I don't know, I guess leap. Before, not even before this year, but before last year, Mike Norvell almost got fired before Jordan Travis took over. It was between him and like Mackenzie Milton at quarterback. I think they were doing like a 2 quarterback system. Then Jordan Travis ended up beating Mackenzie Milton out, or Mackenzie Milton left in the summer. Then Florida State, I believe, goes 9-3. I know they started off the year with that crazy win against LSU, blocked extra point by Jared Verse, who should be high in the draft, by the way. They have a really good season. But then Jordan Travis comes back. He gets an extra receiver with Keon Coleman. Johnny Wilson, I guess you could say he fixed his hands to be determined.
Bell, tight end from South Carolina.
Yeah, you get Jaheim Bell. And yeah, they go undefeated, 13-0. They now you can say Brock Glenn won them the ACC championship game, but offensively, they couldn't do anything. I mean, they honestly didn't even trust them to do anything for it. They was just throwing screen passes and running the ball. Defense won them the game, but they got an ACC championship. They had an undefeated season until the bowl game. Jordan Travis has definitely elevated Florida State at quarterback, so I would get a nod to Jordan Travis.
Yeah.
I think that about wraps it up. We didn't cover basically almost everything. We talked about the DBs. I want to give a shout out Jabbar Muhammad. I know I shouted you out during the pregame, like the preview show. Had a great play on 3rd and 5. I thought he was going to jump it for a pick, but he ended up breaking it up. Jabbar Muhammad played really well. I don't remember a catch being on Jabbar Muhammad. So great game by him. Excellent DB all year. One of my favorite DBs in the country. So just shout out to you real quick. But I think we're going to get into these last words. And I'm going to start off with you, Ace. Any last words?
Only it's a pleasure to be here, man. It's always great to be on the show. Actually, I do have one thing. How do you guys feel about this expanded playoff? Like, are you excited for it? Do you think it's going to muddy the waters even more? Like, how you feel?
So my opinion, I like it. The only thing I can't wrap my head around now is the whole, we have to see what happens to the Pac-12, because at first it was going to be the 5 automatic bids were going to be the 5 power conference schools champions, and the best group of 5 champion. Now, if there's only 4 conferences, what happens to that 5th at large? I don't know what happens, but I like it, man. Some people hate it. They're like, oh, there's no point. That's just an extra game for no reason. I like it. 1, it gives college football fan bases more to be excited about. 2, I think what this will end up doing is it'll make way better non-conference schedules, because now you can take an LO2 and still possibly make the playoff, which who doesn't like great non-conference college football games? I want to see more Alabama. I'm going to just throw random teams, but like I want to see more Alabama versus, let's just say, an Oregon, or USC versus, well, I got to be careful now because conferences changed, but like USC versus, let's just say, a Tennessee. I want to see stuff like that. I don't want to see LSU versus Northern Alabama, or College of Charleston versus South Carolina. I don't want to see that, man. Like, I get it. Good for the schools. They get a check to come and possibly get whooped, more than likely get whooped. And yeah, you do got your upsets with a team come and collect the check and win. But I would just love to see more Power 5 versus Power 5 non-conference schools. And with the expanded playoffs, I think that does allow for more room for that, because teams will be less scared to book those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel the same way. I like it. Gives more viewership to the game, and more teams to actually like play for those 12 spots now. So we're basically tripling the playoffs now. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch and fun to bet on.
Yeah, exactly. You get more to bet on. It's an extra campus game. Like the first round is at the higher seeds campus. Who doesn't love the college football atmosphere of a home game? I just think I know there's cons to it. This is one of the biggest reasons I hate why people don't like it. They're like, well, the bottom teams, they have no chance. It's not true. We see it in sports all the time. Sports is about the upset. We see all the time where an upset happens. We saw Ohio State with a third-string quarterback win the Natty.
Mhm.
So upsets happen, and they're great to talk about.
Yeah.
especially in college. I mean, yeah, I agree with you guys. Anything that kind of opens up the floor for more competition across the board is definitely going to be good for the sport. I mean, yeah, I agree with you about the conference thing though. It's going to be tricky, especially like because like everything is going to be unbalanced. It kind of seems now, you know. I don't know if it's just because like it's just a change in the tradition, and you know that's making it seem weird. But it's like not having the Pac-10 is just kind of like it doesn't sit right with me, you know. And I just hope that it doesn't make just the teams who are already, you know, we know they are just even more of that. That's the only thing I'm a little worried about. Just having the same people in over and over again, which I mean, it's kind of inevitable. Can't really stop that in some cases, but, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you almost daggone had the same teams with a full playoff team race. So, but
Literally.
one last point: just imagine if this was a 12-year playoff, 12-team playoff year, and Georgia comes in at his fifth seed, even though they lost Alabama, and then wins it all. Is that not exciting to talk about?
Yeah. Very true. Very true. That's why we love March Madness so much. You gotta add that unknown variable in it.
FAU, what a run FAU had. They didn't parlay it to being ranked still in January in college basketball. Well, they might not be ranked anymore actually because they just took a bad loss to Charlotte, but they were ranked into January. Like, man, I don't get it.
And college is one of those things. Like all you gotta do is catch fire. Like you can beat anybody any given Sunday. I mean, any given Saturday, whatever day they're playing. I believe it's just what day is it? What motivation do these kids have? I think that's a lot of it sometimes, especially like with the way bowl games are going now, with everybody opting out and like all this stuff, and it's just like it makes it a lot less exciting. So I would definitely prefer a larger playoff than just to have a bunch of bowl games where I gotta do some digging to see, are these guys going to care about this one? Is this guy playing? Is that guy playing? Like, a little easy on my pockets too, so I don't bet the wrong thing.
Yeah, exactly, man. Teddy, last words.
Appreciate you for having me on, man. First time coming on here. I'll probably be on here a little more with Duke, college basketball.
Oh yeah, y'all both Duke fans.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, man, appreciate it. I really wonder what the Patriots are gonna do with this number 3 pick, man.
You stressing about that?
Hey, we got 3 months to find out, my boy.
Stressing, man. I'm stressing, but yeah, man. I appreciate you having me on, and looking forward to being on again.
Yes, sir. So my final words for y'all, man. College football season is officially over. So Michigan fans, I do not acknowledge the national championship after this podcast is turned off. It is college basketball season. And when y'all lose in the first round of the CBI, the College Basketball Invitational, not the not the NCAA tournament, I'm going to dance to your grave. So 6-9 just blew a lead to Penn State. Hey, like I said, man, I only acknowledge college basketball from here on out. Y'all got the unbiased Carl throughout the show. This is last words. I'm being biased now. Hey, man, if y'all don't fix this 6-9, I'm going to have a lot of fun at y'all expense. MSU, we got a big game against Illinois, I believe, tomorrow. Terrence Shannon will not be there. That Terrence Shannon case hurt my heart, bro. I actually really like Terrence Shannon as a basketball player. I hope the allegations aren't true. I mean, we're America. It's innocent until proven guilty, even though a lot of people practice the opposite.
Yeah.
I just really hope the allegations aren't true, man. Excellent basketball player. We've seen it in the past where it's not true, and we've seen it in the past where it is true. We just got to let the justice system do what it does. But nonetheless, Illinois is still a tough basketball team. It's going to be a tough task. Ravens, let's enjoy our week. I'm gonna keep it collegiate. Yeah, so that's really all I got then, keeping it collegiate. So gotta hate us, am I right? But with that being said, man, that's the end of the show. Great show. I appreciate my guests for coming on. Y'all know it's an open door policy with me, man. If y'all got something y'all want to talk about, you hear a transfer thing you want to talk about, you want to talk about your team in general. I know H, y'all got the University of Albany quarterback. I know me and H.
About to say that.
Yeah, we do a little FCS watching. Now I missed Albany's game, but I did watch the FCS championship. But
Yeah, shout out
man.
to Florida State again.
Of course. Of course, they need to just move up. But
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man, that's all we got for y'all today. And I think I'm gonna be back Thursday to talk a little college basketball. I know y'all been probably asking like, "Oh, this is about football and basketball. Where's the basketball? It's coming. Football it takes a lot, so the basketball is coming." But we're gone until next time. Peace. I can't find the outro, bro. I swear I can't. Y'all hearing this live? Cause here you go.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.